Hello and welcome or welcome back to A Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, and whether you're watching this on Rumble or YouTube, thank you very much. Please hit that like button if you're over on YouTube and subscribe. If you're over on Rumble, give it a rumble and follow the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the first of the Bricklink Designer Series 5 sets. And this one specifically is set number 910049. It's called Adventure in Transylvania. In other words, Dracula. If you guys are familiar with that story, sure you are. Anyways, this set is 4,056 pieces, 15 minifigures, and it retails for $349.99, or at least it did when it first came out. There is a limited number of just 50,000 copies of this that was ever created. So if you're going to buy on the secondhand market, it's going to cost you. All right. Well, if you want to see me build it, I'm currently doing the live streams. I bought 2 copies, one so I can do the review and one so I can build it at my leisure. So we're doing the live streams right now. We've gotten 2 live streams done so far. By the time this is released, who knows, maybe 3 or 4 will be done. But we're gonna go ahead and get this done as soon as we can. There is a playlist. I will link that in the description. All right, if you haven't seen my reviews before, let me just tell you how I do them. First of all, I'm not sponsored by Lego, so this is my honest opinion. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your you-know-what to tell you it's a great set, like a $1,000 desk slice that I got for free, which I did not. So that's why I didn't buy it. First of all, I don't like it. Second of all, I can't buy it and give a good review, so why would I waste my $1,000? And even if Lego gave it to me free, I still wouldn't tell you it was a great set because it was not a great set. So you will get my honest, unfiltered opinion about this set today. Now, if you haven't seen my channel, what I do is I go over the dimensions, I show the minifigures and any information if we have any, then from 0 to 10, I rank value, creativity, playability, ease of build, and part out value. And if I give it a 0, that means it's the worst ever. If I give it a 10, it's the best ever. And then I do a 6 score where I average those 5 scores to give you an overall ranking so you can see how it stacks up to other sets that I build and review. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's jump into the review. Just remember that these videos are Enzo approved. All right, at a first glance, what we have here is the dimensions. It is a total of 21 inches from this, well, from here to here. It is 8.5 inches wide, and it is 17.5 inches from the top of the spire to the table. In centimeters, that's 53.5 centimeters by 21.5 centimeters by 44.5 centimeters. So it's a pretty large set. The minifigures. I checked Bricklink and I checked Brick Set. I cannot find any information on the minifigures. There is 15, however, and you take a first glance and you say, Chip, there's only 12. That's correct, because the other 3 are inside the castle. So we have some sort of ghost here, because looking at the legs, I don't know what she is. She looks like a Christmas caroler, but I'm sure she's not. I have no idea. Any of these characters, obviously a chef. There's not a whole lot here. And speaking of the 3 that are inside the castle, let's take a look at that. So I've showed you 12. Here is number 13. He's a skeleton. You can see his arm there. Here's 14, and you'd say, well, where's 15? I'm going to show you. So this set has a very special feature. You turn this crank back here, and the little coffin lid comes out, slides over, and Dracula comes up. And you want to put him to sleep, you just reverse it. And look at that, the coffin lid goes right over him smoothly. So the first thing we're going to go over is value. This set does retail for $349.99, 15 minifigures, and 4,056 pieces. If you do the math, that's 8.6 cents per piece. That is an excellent value. Now, normally I have a problem with Lego having a bunch of small pieces because I call it piece inflation, where they'll take a 1x2 brick and give you instead 2 1x1 bricks and call it good. Hey, look at that, we're giving you extra value, which is complete you know what. In this case, Lego did not do that. This thing has a lot of small pieces, and that's because the detail on this thing. So for the value, I love it and I want to give it a 10. My only problem with it is for a $350 set, there are stickers. Normally I do not dock points for stickers. I used to do it all the time, But I understand if it's a cheap, like, you know, Lego cop car, a couple stickers doesn't hurt. Or if it's the Speed Champions, they're going to keep it at $26 and they'll give you 50 stickers. I'm fine with that because you're getting the value. And if they were to print it, it'd probably cost closer to 40. So I'm okay with it because it holds the price down on that. But when you're already spending $349, you shouldn't have a single darn sticker. And that's my opinion on that. So I'm going to give the value a 9 instead of a 10 because of that. However, creativity is something completely different. Creativity, I feel like Lego went all out. Now I know this was designed by a fan, but Lego accepting this design and taking it on was nothing short of miraculous. This is a great set. Let's talk about it. First of all, you do see that it's open. Let's close it up and let's go look at it from the point of view of being closed. If you look at the very front, you notice you have some shrubbery around here. You notice you have a tombstone. You have a sign for the train station. You've also got this nice castle-like window. You've got this little breezeway right here. It just goes to the back of the castle. And then you have this spectacular, and I mean spectacular, staircase. I love the staircase. I love how it winds around. I love the railings. They used some really interesting techniques with the plants and some clips and stuff. And then we have these pointed, I don't know what you call them, little towers on this thing, but it just looks, to me it looks marvelous. And then you look at the side here, and at first glance it doesn't look like much, but we do have a little fountain-like thing underneath here with a plaque. And then, oh, also, if you guys know the real story of Dracula, he was called something the Impaler, and here's a head that's missing. So there's the Impaler part. They did add that little touch to it, and I think it's kind of funny. Although it is morbid as well, it is funny. So, all right, now let's look at this back side here. The other side of the breezeway, we got some trees. We've got this beautiful, beautiful bay window. And I know it's not technically a bay window because that's in modern houses, but it's the same purpose. It sticks out from the foundation and is supported otherwise instead of just the ground. And it's really, to me, I just love how they use the weapons, little spear things. I love how they use the black hot dogs up here to fill in the gap. I just love it. It's so beautiful. And I also forgot this entryway. This wooden door here I think is really awesome. It does actually function. It does actually open. And on this side here you've got these windows that are not traditional windows. They're bars, they're horns. And same with this not traditional window. I love it. I love how they have the bat on here. And then you come over here, you've got another bat up here. You've got this nice, oh, I love this roof line. I love how they put the bars and stuff here. It just looks really, really good. And again, over here, you got this nice window here, another customized window. We've already gone over the little tower here. And then as we go over this side, look at this beautiful artwork right here. Look at these windows. It's like the grand dinner hall or ballroom or whatever on the inside. And it just looks, I just love it. I mean, look at these pieces they use. They use hoses, they use horns, they used a few Technic pieces. I mean, like, it is just, and then these arches here. I mean, wow, that is just grand. And don't forget the gargoyle. They've got a brick-built gargoyle up here, as well as on the inside here they have a gargoyle as well, which was in another set here recently. And I'm loving that gargoyle. I hope to get plenty of them. And then you have this, another bay window looking thing. Wow, isn't that just fantastic? Look at that right there. And so as far as the creativity, oh, and this window right here, which actually this window is very interesting. If we can open the inside here. All right, there we go. If you look real closely, watch this window right here. This window adjusts automatically so that when you open the set all the way, it fits snugly again. As far as creativity, I cannot give anything less than a 10. It is a 10, 100% of the way. And also on the inside, I forgot a few things here. I call this a grand ballroom. I don't know what it really is, but I assume it's some sort of music hall because we've got a pipe organ right here. And the pipe organ continues the eerie kind of feel to it with the chair with the horns on it for armrests. And also we have, and I already showed this here, but we have this really cool feature with Count Dracula coffin coming up, and then Count Dracula, the coffin door sliding over and Count Dracula coming up. So again, just really cool. And then we have other playability features like over here. If you're walking right here, you got to be careful because there is a trap door that if I can, there you go, that trap door right there, and it leads directly to the dungeon. And when you're done dropping the person, you just put it right back up, and there you go. And so there's some playability features there. Oh, and I also forgot the chandelier. When you hit this little lever, it falls to the ground. And then if you want to raise it back up, you just grab this and you... a little too far, but all right. There you go. So with all these features in it and the 15 minifigures, the playability is also a 10. The ease of build though, oh my goodness, that is a whole nother story. There are so many small pieces. There are so many building techniques. And I edited this out of the time-lapse build, but it fell apart on me probably about 4 or 5 times. You press, especially like right here, because this overhang right here and these two pieces are actually separate. While building this, this has a tendency when you press down to knock the whole thing over. Also, this fell apart twice building it, just because how fragile it is. This set is extremely fragile, more fragile than most Lego sets. And you've got also the problem of the PDF file. I hate that we spend so much money on these sets and they give us a stinking PDF file. Give me paper instructions. I can't stand it when they give us a PDF. These PDFs are huge, and unless your computer is pretty beefed up, it's going to have problems running it. It's going to get slower and slower as you get deeper in the PDF building it, and it's annoying. So I don't like that part. There's just too many twists. If you guys looked at me building this and you watched the time lapse, Lego does not like work on one section for very long. And then they have you go to another section, and then they have you twist the thing around so you work on the back side. Then you twist it around and work on the other side. Over and over, and there's so much greenery here, and you do the greenery early that I knocked over so much of this greenery building it. It was very frustrating. There's 1,071 steps, which I don't think is too bad because that's about 4 pieces per step. That's okay. However, there is one thing about this set that drove me absolutely nuts, and that's when you pay $349.99 for a set and the instructions are not accurate. There's an error in it right here when you're building this little thing right here, and I'm going to show you that. All right, take note that on step number 1056, we have this pin here, and we have this little setup here with a pin over here. And you go to the next step, 1057, still there and still there. Then all of a sudden at step number 1058, oh, we're redoing the pin. And then at 1059, we're redoing the other pin. It's silly mistakes like this that irritate me because this is a high quality product, or at least it's supposed to be. And you pay a lot of money for it, and there's careless mistakes like this. For ease of build, I'm only going to give it a 4. It was a very difficult build. And normally I rate it off of what my granddaughter can do, and she's 7 and she's really good with Lego. If I was waiting for her, I'd give it a 0, but seeing as kids are not normally going to be buying these sets, I'm going to rate it how I would build it. And for me, it was difficult. It kept falling apart. It was too fragile in around the greenery, too fragile here. The instructions flipping around, wrong instructions, mistakes, all that. The PDF being that it bogged down my computer, and I have a gaming laptop, and it still slowed it down. So overall, I'm not impressed. So ease of build is just a 4. Part out value is a different story, though. You've got plenty of bats, you've got tiles, you've got slopes, you've got plates, you've got cones, you've got greenery. You've got so much here, or you got the masonry profile brick in both dark gray and dark red. So part out value is very high, it's 9. I mean, there's just so much you can do with all these pieces. So therefore, if you take those 5 scores and you average them out, it's an 8.4. If you want to see me build it, like I said, there's 2 ways. I did live streams, and those are in playlists, and also in the playlist is going to be a time-lapse build of this as soon as I can edit that video. There's over 20,000 pictures, and quite a few of them need to be deleted because I don't show you guys when it collapses and stuff like that. So, and I don't show you guys my rebuilding of the areas that collapsed. So you won't see that. Thank you so much for getting this far into the video. I appreciate it. If you're watching it over on YouTube, give it a like and also subscribe if you feel like I've earned your subscription. If you're over on Rumble, give it a rumble and or follow the channel. Don't fear, guys, this is only the first set in the Series 5. I have all of them, and we're going to do it. I've already done the live stream of the popcorn wagon. I'm also going to do a time-lapse build for you guys so you guys can see it fast. And we've got the other ones, and we're going to take care of it. So if you guys would, stay tuned, because it's all coming. And also, again, the playlist for the live streams will be in the description. All right, guys, if you want to help the channel, here's a couple different ways. The next 3 ways, there's links in the description. The first way is head over to Bricklink and buy pieces. The second way is to go to PayPal and make a donation. I could really use the donations right now. The federal government's not paying me and my wife. We're both, I'm a former federal employee, and I'm waiting on my money because they stopped paying us. My wife's currently a federal employee. So if you have anything and you can donate, please do. And if you can't, that's fine, I understand. Also, you can go over to Etsy and buy dividers for your Akro-Mils drawers. We 3D print them with chip engraved on it. So if you would, please do that. And if you also want to help the channel and you just don't have the financial means, that's totally okay. I understand. I appreciate when every like, comment, subscribe, and all that. I understand everyone's not in the same place. So if you can't, you can't. Don't worry about it. Here's another way you can help me out, though. Watch another video right after this. If you watch consecutive videos in a row, for some reason the algorithm just says, hey, you're tickling pink. That means I need to push it out to more people. So if you can watch another video and you got time, right after this, watch another one. The other way you can help out the channel is to share a link to this video on other social media platforms. It just gets the word out that I'm here, and organically you help me grow by being in my marketing department that I don't have the time for and cannot afford. All right, guys, be good to each other. Stay safe out there. Catch you on the next one.